pay for airtime at various radio stations and media institutions. Unfortunately, when we went to ERBC in order to pay for airtime, Mr. Fagon denied our institution. I am going to call the veteran journalist at a later premise. He's going to come here and explain his encounter. We believe strongly his action against us is not just a provocation to this party. It is an act of waging war on democracy. Fundamental freedom is part of democracy. Nobody should be denied access to a radio station because of their political alignment. It is unfortunate that they pretend to forget, because I don't want to believe that they suffer from sporadic amnesia, forgetfulness, extreme forgetfulness. I don't want to believe that, because when we were in power, we gave opportunity to opposition leaders to appear on ERBC, and the records are there. Even Mo Ali appeared on ERBC. The Unity Party launch of the campaign, they appear there. And one thing Mr. Fagon needs to understand is that he is paid by the Liberian people. Allowing our programs to be aired is not a favor, it's a democratic right that must be demonstrated. It's a tenet of democracy. To have these people who spoke against everything yesterday to come back and abrogate our law, waging war on democracy. Mr. Fagon and the rest of the government officials will have to understand that our silence is not our weakness. And they will have to understand that we've been provoked on so many occasions. It is unacceptable. It is becoming unbearable. This is the time we are calling on every Liberian to make it their responsibility, to urge the government to desist from provoking the party. Of recent, they disrespected our political leader. Recently, Mr. Baga supports that action. In the very public institutions, they have been harassing our partisans. No one should be harassed because they support different sides. When we came to power, we saw partisans from Unity Party, we worked along with them. Because Liberia does not belong to one group of people. Regardless of your religion, your tribe, your culture, or your political alignment, you should be given equal opportunity, because the Constitution recognizes that. And the government, in its quest to abrogate the law, should not forget that it is our constitutional right to be heard. And the continued provocation needs to stop. You cannot be chasing our partisans, harassing them, dismissing them wrongfully in the different institutions. It is unacceptable. And we've come to urge the government to warn them strongly. They need to start provoking us. We too are Liberians just as they are. Though Mr. Baga has shown and proven to be a divisive political leader, but on this note, he doesn't have an option. As a leader, he's not a leader just for the Unity Party. He's a leader for every Liberian, and he must provide equal opportunity for every Liberian. Of recent, nominations have been withdrawn because of political alignment. It is unacceptable. That is an abuse of democracy. I should be given the opportunity to serve my country. But we came, we knew we were Unity Party partisans. We provided the opportunity. We created the enabling environment for everyone to work together. Even though most of them abused that opportunity, but we didn't care because we believe that Liberia belongs to everyone. And Unity Party, we have to understand that this country does not end after 6 years. We were there 6 years ago, now we are not there. They were there 12 years before we came to power. They left. Now they are back, and they have to understand that this country does not end in 6 years. So they are under responsibility, they are under the money.
The fact right here, that, Fagon deny us from airing our jingle. No, actually, Fagon promised to pay for your jingle if you remove the promotion of militancy from within. This is the state-run media. This is not your King's FM. This is not your funny little FM stations that you run around with. So before I blast them, let me show proof and give you proof of the jingle. Let us all listen before I get on their case. I told George Weah before that the kids were going to destroy him. That you have brought in a bunch of kids. And so, let's get to the fact. Yeah, Here it is, right? You tell me. I'm going to play it right there. We will play it and we will stop. And then I'll make a comment. So we'll play it along the way. Okay? Here is the jingle. Here is the jingle.
Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Barack Obama said, change, yes we can. And I, George, we have said, power to the people. Yes.
You see right there? I got no problem with that. No problem, right? So let's continue.
Yes, we must. Fellow citizens,
The Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, commemorates Militant Month under the theme Transforming Setbacks into Great
The CDC commemorates what? Militant Month. So if you have your pen, I will be speaking to those issues I just want to. Right? Commemorates, so put dash. Commemorates. Militant Month. Right? That's the first one. The CDC commemorates Militant Month. Let's continue.
Comeback, a month set aside to celebrate the remarkable commitment and heroism of partisans who continue to intellectually defend the CDC and its image. Those who continue to propagate the ideas and philosophy of the CDC at
I got no problem with all those other ones, right?
various fora, towns, villages, and every facet of our society. This month recognizes and appreciates those fireburn soldiers who continue to...
They want to appreciate who? Those firebrand soldiers. They want to appreciate who? Those firebrand soldiers. Right? Those firebrand soldiers. Right? We're going to continue.
To selflessly dedicate their all to the growth and development of the party. I, Jefferson Tambakoji.
You hear that? I, Jefferson Tambakoji. I, Jefferson Tambakoji. So let's write that down. I, Jefferson, now just put Jeff, Tambakoji. Right? I, Jefferson Tambakoji. You heard that?
Your humble servant, a cadre and a militant.
Your humble servant. Your humble servant. A cadre and a militant. A cadre. C-A-D-R-E. And a militant. That's all. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle. Let me say this to you guys. This is not King's FM. This is not some CDC TV. This is state radio. Lest we forget, it was the militant group that stormed the university campus, destroyed properties, beat up students, injuring several of them. That's just one. It was the same militant group that went after peaceful protesters, beat them up Mamba Point at the U.S. Embassy. It was the same militant group that went after Walter Sisulu, butt naked him like how a man born him, and beat him almost to death. This is the state-run media. And when you come and say you want to commemorate Militant Month, what do I explain to the parents of those kids that you mercilessly beat on the university campus, whose properties you destroyed? What do I say to them? What do I say to the peaceful students that were beaten up Mama Point? What do I say to them? What do I say to Walter Sisulu, who was beaten to almost to death and butt naked like how his mom born him? What do I say to him? That you want to commemorate Militant Month? What do I say to the religious houses that you people storm, including the religious house of Senator Prince Johnson? What do I say to them? That you played on the state-run radio, that you want to commemorate those human rights abuses? Or should I be promoting militancy on the state-run media? Let's go to the second one. You refer to them as firebrand soldiers. I played it. That's why I played it for you to hear it. Are those firebrand soldiers when they invade churches, university campus, beat up peaceful citizens almost to death, and butt naked them? Okay. Now, let's go to Jefferson Tamakoji. He said in the jingle, and I quote, I didn't say they say he will say. No. I said Jefferson Tamakoji said, and I quote, I, Jefferson Tamakoji, your humble servant, a cadre and a militant. You heard that? I'm quoting him, unquote. Let me repeat. I, Jefferson Tamakoji, your humble servant, a cadre and a militant. You, Jefferson Koji, indicted by the U.S. government for various human rights abuses, cannot even travel out of your own country, and you want state-run media to broadcast your voice, bragging and boasting about militancy? Come on. I don't know what you all thinking. But if you don't know, my name is Eugene Lami Beyan Betuma Fagon. I thought you people knew. I thought you knew. Alright? This is the Constitution. You see it? It says everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression, provided that it does not violate whatsoever. You have that right. But you don't have the right to go on a university campus, beat up people there, and then come and knock your chest on state-run media and say, hey, I, Jefferson Tamakoji, a cadre and a militant. And then you say, please play it. Okay? Alright? You don't do that. You beat Walter Sisulu on camera and butt naked him on camera. And you want to play a jingle commemorating militants that carry out such act. Akara's Grey marched militants onto the university campus and beat up the students, destroyed properties on their campus. And you come to the state-run media and say, play my voice, commemorate Militant Month, referring to them as firebrand soldiers, and beating your chest, saying, and I quote, I, Jefferson Tamakoji, your humble servant, a cadre and a militant. No, not here. We will not promote militancy. We will promote equality at the media, where everyone will have easy access. And what did I do? I said, remove the militancy from your stuff. Right? Get commemorating militancy. Get blowing your chest about being a militant out. And guess what? I will pay for the airing. Meaning, I want you to air your program. I'm happy for you. And you go and tell me, say, you deny the jingle? No, I deny you promoting militancy. And you, as long as I remain Director General here, you will not promote violence on the state-run media. You will never, I use the word never. And don't you ever dare try it again to attempt to promote violence or militancy on the state-run media. Let me issue this warning. We're going to turn this place into a public broadcast station where CDC will have the same right as UP. If UP talk 2 days, CDC will talk 2 days. If UP talk for 1 hour, CDC will talk for 1 hour. If UP play their jingle, CDC will play their jingle. I will not discriminate. I will not promote favoritism for any group, whether religious, whether political, whether social. It will not happen on my watch. But you will not promote violence and militancy on the state-run media. Don't you ever dare try it again to bring a jingle here that commemorates militancy, that has somebody beating their chest who is sanctioned for gross human rights violation, whose record is clear, and he beats his chest and won his voice played on state-run media as if to say, I, Jefferson Tambakoji, a cadre and a militant, the one who was at the helm of the flogging of Sisulu. You will never have that opportunity as long as I remain Director General. You will not promote violence. You will not commemorate militancy. Not under my watch. It will never happen. Never. And let that go as a warning to other groups who believe that LNTV or LBS will be a broader vessel for transmitting acts of violence or somehow communicating acts of violence or allowing them to communicate acts of violence or promote militant groups to commit and carry out violence. Not here. That's why I've been quiet. I stay out of politics. I try to set it up for what everybody wants it to be. An institution belonging to everybody. Muslim and Christians. Kola, Vine, Grebo, whatever. Madingo, Fula, Denku, everybody. It must belong to Muslims and Christians, to seditionists and UPs, to everybody. And so no one group will be allowed to use it for militancy and the promotion of violence. It will not happen under my watch. Keep that in your mind when you bring your jingle. I don't care whether you UP or you Liberty Party or you MDR or you whatever. Don't bring that nonsense here. We will promote peace. We will promote reconciliation. We will promote tolerance. We will promote education. We will promote religiosity. We will promote political parties, but we will not promote militancy or violence. Not under my watch. Never happen. May God bless you all and keep us all safe. And in case you have forgotten, I will always remind you of Article 15C. It is not a privilege. It is a right. Article 15C, right here. In pursuance of this right, there shall be no limitation on the public right to be informed about the government or its functionaries. That is why the government pays 60% towards the operation of LBS, and LBS look for the other 40% to make it happen. And I make sure that this station is for seditious and UPIS. It will be for Christian, Muslims, Ekanka, Jehovah's Witness, Baptist, everybody. But no one group will come here and knock chairs promoting violence and militancy. We've passed that level. It's never going to happen under my watch. Take heed. Thank you. Thank you very much.